Well, I am definitely feeling a bit dizzy with this one. How about you? This one is called Vertigo. Love the name, love the movie. We're going to get into it with our three teams, though, of Liverpool and Aston Villa in the Premier League and our championship side of Ipswich Town in just a minute. There is a bit of a description saying a 4-2-1-2-1, extremely effective in both attack and defense. They received 145 goals for, 27 goals against. Winners of the Serie A, Coppa Italia, and Champions League with Juve in the first season. So, we're going to dive in right now, though, with the Premier League and see how it worked for our teams. Well, I would say this worked very well for Liverpool, especially 104 points, 2 losses, 2 draws, 127 goals. It was a fantastic season. Not quite the 145 that Juve got, but Villa in fourth. It's 79 points is not bad. 101 goals is really nice, though. But Liverpool's domestic cup run was an amazing job all the way to the Carabao Cup final, beating Aston Villa along the way. They beat Man City 4-1 in the final, getting to the FA Cup final as well, beating Swansea 4-2. But unable, sadly, to make a fourth trophy out of it, the Europa League quarterfinals is where they bow out against Salzburg. But still, even with the Europa League dropout in the quarters, it was a nice season. Squad-wise, they definitely have some green to show off right there. 35 goals for Nunez, 25 for Jota, 21 for Diaz, Salah with 20, assists 21 for Robertson, and 19 for Joe Gomez. I love how he gets up there. But Gomez with a 7.49. Wow. Switching things up over to Aston Villa this time. Carabao Cup quarters, we already saw a loss against Liverpool. They get to the FA Cup 5th round 1-2 loss against Arsenal. However, unlike Liverpool, Aston Villa do get some European glory. Europa Conference League final 7-1 over Club Brugge. That is nice. So overall, Europa Conference League winners, fantastic. 4th place, they get Champions League next season, but 79 points is a little bit low, but anything could have happened. But what was it, 101 goals? Yeah, they had a good season. Squad-wise, they definitely have a lot more green than they usually show. But 32 goals for Ollie Watkins, 20 for Diaby, assists 17 for Douglas Luiz and Yolo with 14, and then average rating Diaby with a 7.40. Data Hub for Liverpool looking very nice both in the attack and the defense. The tackling percentage they don't have a lot of usually for some reason, but 3.34 goals per game, 0.58 conceded is nice, 0.79 XG against, and 20 shots per game. Nice. Aston Villa not looking too bad in the attack themselves, down a little bit in goals, but above what we've seen lately. Unfortunately, the defense seems to be on an average par, but 2.66 goals per game, 1.24 conceded, 1.22 XG against. Yeah, those are definitely on the average mark. Premier League stats, 2.74 points per game for Liverpool is really nice, 2.08 for Aston Villa. Most goals, Liverpool with 127, 101 for Villa. Fewest shots against, Liverpool with 262, Villa with 392. Most possession, Liverpool making the list with 52%. Most dribbles made, Liverpool with 650. And then most shots for, Liverpool with 762, 596 for Aston Villa. But now, taking a look at our championship side of Ipswich Town, of course they did very well if Aston Villa and Liverpool did as well. It's usually the case, but 103 points, well above Leeds by a couple of games, 123 goals. Very nice season. Unfortunately, not so much in the domestic cups. Out immediately in the Carabao Cup first round, 1-1 in penalties to Stevenage, and then FA Cup fourth round, 1-2 against Brighton. So this is definitely a championship season. The rest of it can just be pushed to the side. And squad-wise, only 5 to show for it. Interesting. But 16 goals for Connor Chaplin, Broadhead all the way down with 8. Assist 22 for Leif Davis, Harry Clark with 13. And then average rating, of course, Leif Davis gets the tops with 7.32. Championship stats, kind of a hidden season for Ipswich Town in this one, but most points per game, Ipswich in first with 2.24, most goals in first with 123, fewest shots against all the way down in 7th with 411, and then most shots for in second with 723. But now the tactic itself. We start out with a sweeper keeper in defend, fullbacks on the left and the right in attack, ball-playing defenders in the central spots, 2 Segunda Volantes in attack. We have a deep-lying playmaker in support above them, 2 inside forwards in attack. We got an advanced forward in attack up front. Attacking mentality, in possession, attacking with his narrow. Approach plays pass into space. Focus play on the left and the right. Passing directness is shorter. Tempo is higher. Low crosses and run at defense. In transition, counter press, counter, distribute quickly and roll it out. And then out of possession, a high press line of engagement, a much higher defensive line, trigger press much more often, prevent short goalkeeper distribution, get stuck in, step up more, and invite crosses. So overall, how did it do for our three teams? I think it did very well. I mean, not again the highest we've ever seen in the tallies and points and goals, but still, it's a nice tally. 123 goals for Ipswich is fantastic. All got to Champions League or promoted. So I think it all did very well, and I love the shape of it. I love that you got that little defensive pieces in the midfield. Even you got Segundo Volantes in attack. So you got a mix of everything. And I think it worked really well, at least in this save. If you tried it, let us know how it worked for you down in the comments below. But I think here, it's definitely one to try. So that is it for me, Sefi and FM, for the Football Manager blog channel, saying thank you as always for watching. Take care and enjoy.